Welcome to Small Biz Life, episode 46, The Whys
and the Why Nots. Does this sound familiar?
Oh my God, I have so much to do today.
Don't forget to breathe.
But I have almost 400 emails in my inbox and 30 phone calls to make.
Have you looked into getting a virtual assistant yet?
Oh, and I need to schedule all my social media posts.
Did you drink anything today?
I had coffee.
Did you eat today?
Did I mention coffee's a bean?
This is Small Biz Life.
Welcome to another episode of Small Biz Life. If you're returning, thank you so much. We're so glad to have you here again.
Yes, we are. We're very excited. We love talking to you once a week.
Wow. And if you're new to the show, thanks so much for checking us out. I'm so glad you found us.
Yes, and we appreciate the time you've taken to give us a listen. We know it's valuable in a world full of wonderful podcasts, YouTube channels, and all the great content out there. We really hope that you enjoy the show.
And Party Rock.
In the house tonight.
I love that song. I really do.
Hopefully it won't be an intellectual property violation this episode.
Yeah, could you not? Right?
Well, I think you can argue my singing is like fair use on most songs.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Well, maybe. I don't know. So if you're here for the first time, my name's Kristen Ingram.
And I'm Jeffrey W. Ingram.
And we are coming to you as small business owners. We're husband and wife. And we are walking this journey with you through what we call the small biz life.
Yeah, we like to think we're in the garden with you, helping you pull the weeds out so you can get back to the part you love, which are the beautiful flowers.
Oh, that's very nice.
And delicious food.
Some tomatoes. Beef doesn't come out of a garden.
Grows from trees.
Like computers?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you ever see Jeffrey, or tag him on Twitter and ask him about computer trees.
They are delicious.
You mean beef trees?
I eat computers too.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Makes a great salad with beef.
This one's going to be funky. We're 2 minutes in and it's going to be funky. So this episode, we wanted to talk about the whys and the why nots.
Yeah, and I think we have to throw out a shout out to Kevin Smith, the director, actor, podcaster.
Yeah.
We saw his recent speech, keynote address to the podcast movement conference, which I have to really say was a tremendous conference.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. The speakers were fantastic. Lots of great networking. Learned a ton. Mm-hmm. And things that we're already kind of implementing into the show and implementing into the social media strategy for the show. So,
and there was really it was a great speech, but there was really, I think, one part that caught both of our attentions. And if you didn't catch it from the episode title, it is the whys and the why nots.
Yeah, so I think it really resonated with us because it seems like people who are not in business, and I see this a lot like on the internet when people are talking about trying to explain what they do to their family and their friends. And all these people are like, well, why would you do that? Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you go get a job? Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you do this? Well, why don't you do that? And we call those the why people.
Yeah. And he was really specifically talking about the why people a lot. And, and at some point you got to kind of ask yourself, why are they still in my life? And not as a negative thing, but why do I give them so much influence over me? Why do I let them control my thoughts and actions and get me concerned about what I'm doing? It doesn't help the battle. There's enough fear in my own brain. I don't need help getting more.
Right. And I know you've had those why moments, right? Why me? There's so many other people doing this. Why should I get involved in it?
Yeah. Why would someone listen to me about this topic? Who am I?
Who would listen to the Small Biz Podcast?
I know. These two weirdos from Connecticut.
But, the thing is that everybody has a way of expressing themselves. Mm-hmm. So like in the business space, I mean, there are thousands of business podcasts, and they all do things a little bit differently, and they all talk about a different niche.
Yeah.
That's for you, niche, huh?
Yes. Yes. That's the American way.
Yeah. So, but we all do it in a little bit different way. We all have a little bit of a different focus. We have different experiences that we're bringing into it. And so, why not you?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you be the person that is successful doing what you do?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I think we are why not people. We really are.
Why?
I mean, think about it. We come up with ideas and we test them out.
Yep.
Why not try this?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens.
And really, the toughest thing about getting past why is just doing once. And when I mean doing, I'm talking about like just launch something once. And even if you think it might not work out or there might be no audience, but put your heart into it for a year. See if there's something there.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting because we had thought about recording this topic probably like 3 or 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're recording this before we leave for the Launch Out conference.
Yes.
Which is full of why not people.
Yes.
Everybody there's a why not person.
Why not heaven?
So, and that's why, I like to get together with these people because they really feed, they help feed me. They help recharge me.
Yes.
Because you could I want to build an alien spaceship to travel to Zabula.
Yeah.
And these 100+ people would go, why not? Sure.
Yeah.
Go. Whereas, I can turn to, family or friends around here and say, hey, we're going to start a podcast. And they'd kind of look at you funny.
Well, they might be like, that's neat.
But like, why would you do that? Your business is going okay. Why would you put this other thing on your plate?
Yeah. You guys both work a lot of hours in the week. You do a lot of stuff around town. Why would you want to do something else?
Where my crew from Launch Out are like, why not? That sounds awesome.
Why not make it better?
Exactly. So I want you to really think about where you are in your headspace right now.
Are you your biggest why? The thing I like to think about when I'm thinking about why can actually be a powerful tool in your journey to launching, especially if you're looking to get into the content development space where you want to share ideas with other people, teach them how to do what you do. It's a perfectly legitimate thing to think to yourself, there are a lot of people who are much more knowledgeable out there trying to do the same thing. Why would anyone listen to me? And, use that to your tool. Use your fears to your tool. Let them shine out in your content, Share your fears with people because, one, it will make it a unique listening experience. And when people are listening or they're reading content from another human being, they want to draw connections to you. And that will help create a connection to your audience by being authentic with them. And how do you do that? You share your whys. And I don't mean you necessarily have to go through like a laundry list of everything that is holding you back. But when it comes up, if you don't feel quite knowledgeable enough, share that and say, so what I did was I did some research on this topic to see where I stood. And here are some things I learned. It's a way you can even why not yourself better. Turn those whys into a why not. You can make yourself a better, more authentic person delivering your content on the internet if you use your whys as a why not.
Yeah, exactly. And we talk about your why, right? A lot on this show.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful thing to get you to say, why not? Right? So when we're talking about why, we're really talking about in this scenario, the whys are those people, and sometimes it's even yourself, who are constantly questioning why you would do this.
Yeah. This is not your why if you follow certain thought leaders like we do who talk about why you're doing it, that's a different conversation. And we've had that in this episode before. So it's probably really good you're bringing this up because some people are like really confused. Why would I not listen to that thing that tells me why I want to do it?
Right. This is more the people and the internal voices that are constantly questioning, why would you do this? It's not going to be successful.
Yes.
So, this is a different why.
Yeah.
Okay. These are people whys.
Yes. These are
or why people.
bad whys. Whys
Yes.
are bad in this scenario.
Yes, exactly. So it was kind of interesting because as we were thinking about this episode and we were trying to figure out what we were going to talk about, because I really want to do an episode on this because I think, this is a struggle that a lot of people have. I was following the news on my way home and the Dollar Shave Club is all over the news today.
Oh, yes.
So if you don't know this company, the Dollar Shave Club, which we're actually subscribers of, is a company that delivers low-cost razors to you in the mail. It's like a subscription service.
Yeah, and for people like me who have really thick, full beards, they can't tell. They can't see me. Stop laughing.
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So for people who shave a lot, we'll say, when razor blades are really expensive. So it's this great concept where you can buy these very durable, sort of a little bit old-fashioned blades. They're not trying to be flashy, like at least in marketing and selling you product. They're just saying, hey, here are 6 blades. Give us $6. Great. I mean, they're so expensive. And I know people who shave a lot, which is obviously not me. Thanks to my wife giving that one away. But
and ladies, they work really great on your legs too.
Good. Yeah, I hadn't tried that yet, but
well, maybe someday.
No.
But so think about it. When they came up with this idea that we're going to do low cost razors, 4 razors for $6, no shipping. It comes in this little cardboard envelope and you get your razors. And a lot of people, I remember when this service first started up and they were like one of the first like internet-based subscription services. And all of these analysts were like, why would they do this? Like, you can't compete with Gillette. Like, who do you think you are?
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. You're not going to make it. People use Gillette razors. Why do you think you can?
This?
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you think you can compete with them? Well, today, Unilever bought Dollar Shave Club for $1 billion.
Wow, $1 million?
No, $1 billion.
Wow.
Somebody had this crazy idea that I'm going to mail order razors to people.
No frills, $6, 6 blades, $1 billion. That's one heck of a why not.
4 blades.
Whatever. I can't count.
That would just like you can't grow facial hair, apparently. Oh, ouch. But just think about that for a second. I mean, that's huge. This little mail order company, but now think of all of the different subscription services that you see.
Mm-hmm.
You can get Loot Crates. You can get groceries delivered to you now that are like pre-prepped for recipes. There's Yarn of the Month clubs. There's all of these different subscription services that you can get.
Yeah.
And Dollar Shave Club was really one of the first that came on the scene in a big way. I think the company is probably about 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, and I think it takes a special kind of courage to really go into an area that is not growing in market share tremendously.
So why not you? You've got ideas. You've got thoughts to share with the world. Why couldn't you be? And I'm not even talking about having like a humongous business and selling it for $1 billion.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why not start your business and try to grow it to something where you can quit your job?
Why not grow it into something that you can spend more time with your family? And it doesn't, like she said, it doesn't need to be $1 billion company. I mean, that's tremendous for them and good job. But, it's one of those old jokes, I'd work for less than that. I do it for 10 million, and maybe I wouldn't be great at starting a razor blade selling company. It's not an interest of mine, and it might not be one of yours, but positive energy goes a long way to keeping you motivated, because one of the biggest problems that you can run into, especially when you're doing it part-time or you're just starting out and you're not making a lot of money, is you hit a momentum stopper and all of a sudden you can't go forward because you get consumed into the moment of why did I do this? I'm crazy. I should have never left my job. I shouldn't be doing this right now. I look silly.
And it's even things like I've been experiencing this over the last couple days. We both make good money, and then we have side projects that make money. Mm-hmm. And I kind of sit there and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I want to speak more? Mm-hmm. Why do I want to go to more conferences and speak at them? And I could just sit here, right, and do what I'm doing and get back some of my free time. But then, like, the innovative side of me, like, sees what we did with Accounting in Focus. Mm-hmm. And I started to think, but why not us? Yeah. Like, when we've built Accounting in Focus to, one of the top 200,000 sites in the world. Mm-hmm. And that was just me. I don't have a PhD in accounting. Yeah. I teach for, a very nice private university in New England, but, I'm not publishing papers. I'm not writing textbooks.
You're not one of the top professors of accounting in the country.
No, but I wrote some content that people think is really good. And I recorded some videos that I had somebody tell me, they left me a comment last week on YouTube that my teaching style is better than the people who teach for the big CPA review companies, and asked me if I had a paid course.
Yeah.
Now think about that. I wouldn't be there had I let all those whys stop me from writing that content. Because I experienced that a lot when I was developing the content for that. Mm-hmm.
Or I could say probably around episode 40 when I started the World Builders Anvil, which has not been a huge monetary success at this point. The monetization really isn't going to start kicking in until next year, but it was a lot of time, and I had a very aggressive schedule. It was 3 times a week, and after about 40 episodes, I'm just like, why am I doing this? It's insane. And I was very good about getting my episodes done and posted on time. And some of the other stuff, kind of like the show notes, weren't very good. I didn't spend any time really marketing the show outside of every other minute on Twitter trying to get people to retweet me. But, after a while, it's like, especially when you start getting a connection to the people you're trying to help, the mission for me there is not money first. So when I started feeling like I was making an impact, like people were looking to me as like this expert of world building, which how can you be an expert of making things up? I'm making it up. I'm making it up. It's just BS coming from me. I'm naturally good at BS. And
because you're a writer and you lie.
I'm a writer and I lie.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, to me, it was amazing. And the connections, I think for me, hook in and help keep me going because and like the connections from this show too in our group are wonderful. I ever want to have a good day, I go in and look at someone's question and it has 8, 9, 10 comments, and I'm like, okay, job done. I didn't even do anything. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
But I think it was funny too because with World Builders Anvil, like when we said we were going to start a small business podcast, people were like, okay, well, why do you want to do that? Why would you, what are you going to get out of this? And I said, I just want to teach people. Like I want to lower the rate of business failure. And I got a lot of really strange looks from people. Mm-hmm. But they were like, okay, I get a small business podcast. Okay, there's a market for that. And I remember when you started telling people that you were going to do a podcast on fantasy world building, you got a lot of people. You got a lot, like the why people came out of the woodwork for that one.
And typically, a lot of these people aren't really even why people, but when you tell them like it's not even like related to the real world, more why not people turn into why people because they don't understand it.
Well, and I think like a lot of people are like, oh, so what are you going to like? You're going to interview a lot of authors, and you did interview authors.
Some, yeah, but that was never meant to be the focus of the show.
And you're like, no, we're going to talk about like aspects of world building, like how do you develop geography and
Because
cultures.
Who wouldn't want to listen to 15 minutes to an hour discussion on religion?
And religions that don't exist.
Well, obviously. I need to know how to come up with better rituals for my made-up stuff.
But so your original goal was that by the end of 2016, you were going to have 28,000 downloads?
Yes. It was, I thought 8,000 downloads for my first year, which was 2015. And I was hoping to get 20,000. I thought both of the goals. I'm like, the 8,000 maybe, but 20,000 the year after. I don't think so. That's crazy talk.
Okay, so it's July of 2016. So you've got 6 months to hit your goal. Mm-hmm. Where are your numbers right now?
I actually passed 42,000.
So,
I guess I better update that goal.
I think you need a new goal because I don't think you stretched far enough.
Yeah, I got 26,000 year one. Mm-hmm. So I almost hit my 2-year goal in 1 year. And I'm on pace to match that number again this year, which it's a little misleading because the first 78 episodes, I was doing 3 a week.
But you figure you did 26,000 your first year, and you've done what, about 16,000 if it's a 42.
Okay, sure.
So you're 10,000 off.
Pace.
Yeah, you're totally on pace.
Yeah.
So, but it's a podcast about world building.
Yeah.
And the niche for that is so small. Mm-hmm. But when you find your people mm-hmm. and you put out good content,
they will come.
They'll come to you.
And don't confuse that with perfect content. That's another why voice coming up. Perfect content is something you'll never achieve. And I'm not saying if you have time not to work and not to polish. My show notes today compared to the first 10 episodes are much better. The podcast itself is better in every way over the first podcast. But the thing was, the content I delivered, the information they derived from me was good enough to keep them coming back. So it was good content. And sometimes I had some really good episodes, and then I had some episodes that were like, they were okay. But the thing was, I kept pushing at it. I was turning my fear into the driving force behind my why not.
Mm-hmm. Right. And if you listen to this show is not perfect. Oh, it's not. We have a lot of fun doing this show, and people have a lot of fun listening to the show, but it's not about perfection.
No.
And I think even if you listen to some of the more recent episodes, I stopped taking out all the knows and all the ums and
what? I sound foolish then.
No, you sound fine. But because, we always tell people to publish your content and get it out there, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be good content, mm-hmm. right? But it doesn't have to be perfect.
If the audio needs to be bearable in headphones. It needs to not crackle. You don't want the AC unit in the background bringing in noise. But it doesn't have to sound like it's something put together by a professional audio studio, like a radio station or an NPR type of podcast show, which have great production qualities, but they have staff and a whole bunch of people that work on them.
So think about the internal voices in your head that are asking you why, and see if that's stopping you from moving forward. Mm-hmm. And I also want you to think about the people that you hang out with and the people who are
Yes.
around you who are those why people and kind of shut you down.
Yeah. And I want to start off by saying we're not saying drag them out behind the shed and whip them, or cut them off or anything like that. But understand who they are and what they're going to tell you. And you need more voices in your head saying why not than why. So you need either more people in your life who tell you why not, or you need to listen to them more because they will help keep your momentum going.
Well, and here's the thing, I think sometimes we bring this upon ourselves because we know that there are certain people in our lives that don't understand what we're doing and think that we are crazy people for trying to be self-employed or having a side hustle or whatever it is you're trying to do. You know that there are people in your life that just think that you are bat crazy, okay?
And part of your hustle wants to prove to them that you're not.
But so here's the thing. We have the decision that when people are like, so how's your side thing going? And you could just say, good, and be done with it. And then turn the conversation back to them. Or, if you start talking about, oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this, and they already think you're bat crazy. You're feeding into their bat craziness.
Yeah.
Don't overshare with them.
The thing is, one day they might get it and it'll be a great surprise to you when they tell you they are a Stark Raving fan. But you can't force them, especially if they know you. They've seen all of the worst sides of you. They've seen maybe all the best sides of you. But they have a vision of you, of the world, and that's what it is when you know them. You don't spend the time trying to sell a product to somebody who does not need it.
I mean, it was funny because I was talking to somebody today who knows that I'm a CPA and I have my own business and I teach at a university. And they're like, oh, so it's summer. So you're just kind of hanging back on the back deck? And I was like, oh, no, we have other businesses that keep me very busy all year long. And I just left it at that. I don't get into, oh, well, we do a podcast and I have a YouTube channel and because some people just think, oh, that's weird. You're one of those people. You make internet's videos. Yes, I do. Yes.
Internet with an S. That's correct.
So think about the degree to which you share with the why people in your life. And then think about spending more time with the why not people.
If you're with the why people, if they ask you, give them a brief sum up, just be like, it's a day at work. It was good. How was your day at work? How was your day with the family? Whatever. Keep the conversation where it should be, not where it's their why space with you.
Yeah, because you know what? There's some people that just aren't going to get it. So I have people in my life that don't get the YouTube thing. And, even when I think my mom finally got it, when I told her that I had 300,000 views on YouTube and I had 50 to 60,000 people a month coming to my website. And she went, wow, that's a lot.
Those are big numbers.
Yeah, those were big. And so she got that. She still doesn't really understand what I do with that or how it works or whatever. But that was the moment where she kind of went, oh, wow. So people are paying attention. Yes, people are paying attention. Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. But you're still not working all summer, right? It's like, okay, all right, I give up. So, if you're looking for why not people, find business people in your area, because typically business people are why not people, right? We are the dreamers and the builders and the hustlers and the people that go out there and we make things happen.
Yes.
So, when you surround yourself with other small business owners, that sometimes helps.
Yeah.
Find groups online. Our Facebook group is full of why not people.
Here's a quick judge to a Facebook group. For me, I open it up. I get an invite or I find it somehow. I go into the group. I look. When was the last post? Is it recent? Okay. I look through the last few posts. Are they just random posts people put in there and I see no discussion, no interaction? I leave.
Yeah, I found, at least in our area, that the local business Facebook groups,
At least online.
The Facebook groups, right, for local businesses around here. They're just places where people post whatever they're doing and then they leave. I went into a couple of them today and like there's no likes, there's no comments. And it's really weird because our Facebook group is so active. We don't have posts where people post something and there's no reaction to it.
Yeah.
And so this was really weird for me to go in this group and I scrolled down like 3 or 4 days. And there's, some of these groups are approaching 1,000 people and there's nothing. There's internet tumbleweeds.
It's 1,000 people who go in and share their content or their sale once a day, and they don't take the time to look at one other person's thing. They don't use it to try and build connections. So if you want to spend 30 seconds a day to do that, it's fine. Maybe at some point you'll get someone to click through or interact with it. But it's better to find groups that have activity. And I find groups where people work with and try and help each other, whether it be creatively or for business, are the best groups to be in.
It just makes me sad. I mean, it just, like, it was like a ghost town. And you're just like, where are the peoples? They are members, but they're not participating.
Yeah.
So if you're not in our Facebook group and you want to come check out the community that we have, it is facebook.com/group/smallbizlife. And they are an amazing group of why not people.
Yes.
I could say that, it is my goal that every cat is blue. We are going to breed blue cats.
That's right.
And not Russian blue cats because they're gray, but actual blue cats. And they be awesome. Go, you do it. And you got this.
And not only that, it's like, I'm stuck on this. Gee, I wish I knew what was the last one I saw. It was about
trademarks.
Trademarks, yeah.
And we have an attorney in the group who, Nick Pavlidis is an awesome guy.
Yes.
Put them in the right direction, gave them a contact to somebody, really good information. Poof, we answered the question in like an hour.
And even for the bigger questions, if they're on life where there's no right or wrong answer maybe, or more subjective types of responses, 10, 20, 30 comments, in a day on some of these posts. And it's not us. It's them. It's the group. So you really got to meet these people.
Yeah, no, it's a really awesome place full of why not people. And it's just a good place to like retreat to when the why people have got you down.
Yes. That's the big time to go. And I know you do online and hangouts. You have hangouts you go into, and you have a few entrepreneurial friends who you guys will just keep each other so psyched up.
Yeah. So, I mean, you really need that because I know a lot of you work from home, you're solopreneurs, and it's really tough, because you kind of feel like you're on an island all by yourself. And then, you've got these people in your life that are like, why would you do that? That seems silly.
Or maybe you're a small store owner and there are times that are quiet and that bugs you. So instead of getting down on why it's quiet, go online and do some research. Talk to some why not people on how to make those quiet times less frequent.
Yeah, but, if you've got an idea, if there's something that you're struggling with and you're starting to hear, why would you do this? Who are you to do this? I want you, if you're not in our group, come join the group. And if you're struggling with that, post it in the group.
Yeah.
Post what you're working on and let us cheer you on.
If you're working on a piece of copy for a webpage for over 72 hours straight, ask for help. People will help. People will help you out of the kindness of their heart.
Yeah. So, just be that why not person. Because you know what? It's a lot more fun. It's amazing what you can do. I got this little plaque when I graduated from high school. And it said, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Think about that for a second. That is really a why not statement, right? Why not try it out? Why not try out this business idea? I'm not saying go into like, $1 billion worth of debt. Dip your toes in.
Be smart, but actions get you closer to your goal, not why.
That's right. So be smart, but be bold. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us again this week. We hope that you'll join our Facebook group. Remember, it's facebook.com/group/smallbizlife, or you can check out the show notes on smallbizlife.com. Click on any of the Facebook icons. We'll have links in the show notes, and you can join us there. So remember, be smart, but be bold, and have a great week.
This was Small Biz Life.